and welcome back to the RDA. This is your Manchester United versus Southampton preview, which somehow we won
Match
from
reaction.
two.
Wait.
Yeah, match reactions, but somehow we won 3-2. All I can say is that I'm extremely proud of the boys. There were a lot of negatives, but at the end of the day, surprising win, to be honest. Because as soon as we went 2-0 down, I didn't have any hope. I was like, nah, this game is done. I did expect Bruno to do something because, like I said in the preview, it's Bruno Fernandes. So it is what it is. And we won the game. And we'll talk about how much that had to do with Ollie's tactics there and how much had to do with certain players. But yeah, if you are new to the channel, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing if you are new. But gentlemen, let's get your initial thoughts on the game, starting with Melissa.
We played well. We played well. I hear you speaking of negatives, but I didn't see too many. Yes, obviously there's here and there, but I think we were really, really good today. I feel like when we went 2-0 down, I wasn't that scared, I could see something happen. I could see at least a point. And why I could see a point, because I think when we did play well in the first half, we looked really, really organized. And that gave me a lot of hope. I think, in my opinion, for 70% of this game, we were on top. There was a small period where Southampton, ward prowess happened. That's what happened. And we spoke about it in the preview. We said, don't give this guy set pieces. Don't give him free kick. Yeah, you spoke about it. And, we asked for it. Like, that free kick close to the box, that was ridiculous. Like, you can't do that when ward prowess is in another team. And we got punished for it. That corner is extremely precise. But I think overall, we were good, I think in that period as well, defensively, we did look a bit fragile. It wasn't like mistakes, but you could see like there was a bit of a fear, a lot of backtracking.
Yeah.
But besides that, the first bit of the first half and the second half, I thought we were absolutely amazing. I feel like shape was good. The diamond, we played the diamond before. We've had issues. I feel like today you could see how it was fluent. You could see how it moved. I feel like at times it was a diamond, and at other times you could see Bruno and Van de Beek next to each other, and Fred and Matic was just drop, and they would just sit and let the others do what they do. And then in the second half, I feel like Edison Cavani. Oh my gosh. I think he was the catalyst. He made things happen because it seemed like, yes, we know Green is a good finisher, but today he was a bit off. Rashford wasn't getting the ball too much. But yeah, in the final third, as you guys spoke about, as you guys touched, and I disagreed, we needed someone like Cavani. And he came on and he was making things happen there. And in that second half, defensively, I thought some of the tackles, some of the defending we did was really impressive. So overall, I'm really happy how we played today.
Yeah. Clayton, what are your initial thoughts?
Yeah, so initial thoughts in the game was I feel like we dominated for like the first 10 minutes and then Southampton kind of warmed up and it just looked like they just had our number just for the rest of the half. It felt like we got dominated. It felt like we couldn't have any space. It felt like we overcommitted too much without actually pressing. It felt like our press was very weak as always, and I was very disappointed in that. There were stages where our press looked really threatening, and in other stages where it just looked like the worst press in the world. I've never seen 5 people crowd a single person and they still get the pass away. Never in my life have I seen that happen in football. I don't know how Manchester United does it, but we can overcommit and still not win the ball back. It's very strange seeing that happen. And it happened time and time again today. So as much as there are positives, there are definitely also negatives with that. I feel like there were stages where our midfield looked very frail. There were stages where they looked like godlike. It was very much an inconsistent performance from start to finish. And it definitely took the catalyst of Edison Cavani. And this man just brings ounces and gallons of experience to this front line that we've been lacking for a long time. And just his overall experience, you can see he's looking for that cross. You can see he's looking for that pass. You can see he's watching for the cross to come to him. And that's something we've never had. That's something we've always touched on with Cavani, saying that's where his strengths lie. He's going to be ball watching. He's going to be actually paying attention in the box. He's going to be looking to link up play a lot more. Because the man's got a football brain. Greenwood's 18. He doesn't know the stuff just yet. He's learning it. And he struggled today. It was evident. His shot was off when he missed the open goal, and it just you felt like he struggled the whole day. And the same goes for Rashford. Just felt like he couldn't get into the rhythm of it. It felt like he was close. It felt like he couldn't quite contribute as much as he normally does. Yes, Johnny, you know it's fine.
Yeah, no. honestly, I feel like that was the only difference, having that intelligence in the final third
Yeah,
today.
Yeah.
And once we got
definitely.
it, I feel like the system started to work like it was supposed to.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we were playing Southampton, you know? We were never going to run over them 100%. We knew
Yeah.
that they were going to have a good ship because they are Southampton. They're playing all the season. And I feel like once they scored, it was a confidence thing. And the midfield battle changed like this. They started winning the
Yeah.
midfield battle. I feel like the midfield battle was everything in this game. But I
Yeah.
think, like I said, for 70% of this game, I think we had it. I think we were on top. And I think there was a sense of consistency in that. And I'm proud, honestly.
No, yeah. There was definitely lots of good things. Personally, when my thoughts were that we actually did start off very brightly. Greenwood, he should have bagged 2 goals at least. Even the Bruno
Yeah.
chance after the keeper saved it. It was a great save, don't get me wrong, but Bruno again should have scored that. Rashford's decision making has always a touch on it. It's
Yeah.
very, very shocking, his decision
It's
making.
got to improve.
But yeah, but the one thing I did realize today in today's game is that as long as Ollie picks our most intelligent footballers, we can do very well. When I look at Donny, Bruno, Cavani,
Yeah.
Martial, those main four, they are the most intelligent, and you can see, how well we play, how well those four play with each other. So that's the big difference. Defensively, I thought we are very, very suspect and questionable.
Always,
I
though.
did say in the preview, don't fucking give these guys a set piece. We gave them 2
Yeah.
set pieces.
Mm.
They scored 2 set pieces. We gave them more than that, obviously, but then
Yeah.
yeah. And I also said whenever
War
we have a
Prowse.
free
Jeez,
kick,
my life.
I don't feel like De Gea's gonna save it. De Gea didn't save the free kick. Obviously then he gets
And you
injured. Yeah. Then he gets injured. Dino comes on, and Dino didn't really get trouble that much when he came on. But
Yeah. He made the saves when he needed to.
Yeah.
But he was
admittedly.
commanding.
yeah. So I'm just gonna touch on the negatives now because I don't want to go on to it because at the end of the day it's an absolutely fantastic win, and that win is so important. It is vital to the league. But the only negative things I can say is that us three knew that Southampton, their strengths are that set piece. We know United can't defend set pieces. How
Yep.
are Manchester United defending set pieces like that? It's
Yes, we
I-
zonally mark against the best
we
offensive.
left Vestergaard open for one
Ah.
of the corners. The ball didn't go to his head, but he was open. Maguire is the best header of our ball in the team, and he's marking no one. But
Yeah.
and again, when we went 2-0 down, I was like, I didn't feel like it was a comeback. But I did expect Bruno to get
Yeah.
something. This man he's everything. So you need
Yeah.
Bruno to start it. And if Bruno doesn't start it, nothing happens. Nothing
Yeah.
happens. So yeah, we'll get into it. I think it's more. I don't know. I'll save it towards the end because at the end we'll speak
Yeah.
about Ollie more in depth. But yeah. Let's get straight into the match play ratings. I think that will be the most entertaining part because I think there will be some very interesting points. Clinton and I were speaking just before Melota joined, and I think again we might see way different player ratings. So yeah, let's start.
I can also I can feel it coming.
I don't know why, but
Listen, I can also feel it coming.
yeah. We'll start off with the goalkeepers, right? Now, personally, I give David De Gea a 5, and I'll give Dean Henderson a 6. Nothing Dean Henderson really did, spectacular. I think, but the one thing I must admit is that when Dean Henderson is in goal, I feel so secure. Like for some reason, I don't feel like there's a mistake going to happen. I don't think there's going to be that dizzy goal where it just rolls in. I always have faith that Dean Henderson will get that ball in his arms and release it quick. On point, start the attack. So I'm very happy with Dean Henderson. Very sad that De Gea has to get injured, and that's the way. But that's the whole reason Dean Henderson's at this team. He's one of the best goalkeepers, arguably the best goalkeeper last season in the Premier League. So we'll have to see what the De Gea injury is. But yeah, personally, De Gea, nothing he could have really done about that first goal from the corner. It was ridiculous. Our defending was ridiculous, and the free kick. I always say. I said it. I think when against the Istanbul game, I said it, and I said it in the match preview. If we get a free kick,
You might have said in the preview.
yeah, and I said it in the preview.
Yeah, you said
I
this
just
ball.
I don't feel confident about this guy saving a free kick. So yeah, that's just my thoughts.
Yeah, no, I feel like the first goal, it was a bit of both. I feel like maybe you could have done slightly better, but at the same time, it was an absolute peach for Ward Prowse. And this guy's ridiculous. This guy, oh my gosh, he's a headache for any opposing team. And yeah, no, without him, I think we maybe easily beat Southampton today, you know?
Yeah, they did
So
great
big
game
ups to
unless
Ward
it was from
Prowse.
a set piece. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely can
Yeah,
agree with
yeah.
that as well.
It did look threatening here and there, but then nothing clear. But yeah, no, De Gea, I think 5 was a fair rating. It's a shame that he got in for too long. And what's his name again?
Dean Henderson.
Dean Henderson came on, and yeah, no, I feel like we were more commanding in the second half. So we didn't have much to do, but he himself was commanding, and as you say, you feel comfortable with him there. It looks like he knows what he's doing. He looks like a quality goalkeeper, and I'm gonna give him a 6.5. Nah, just a 6, just a 6.
Well, technically he did keep a clean sheet, but you know.
Yeah, technically he did. But yeah,
Mm.
I think I agree just with what you guys said. I think it's more defending issue that put De Gea in those situations that resulted in him conceding. I don't think there's much that he could have done. I think the free kick he could have done a little bit better. Again, like the Istanbul game, it doesn't seem like he's
Yeah.
that comfortable holding that ball. It doesn't feel like he's that comfortable going after it. And it showed today he hurt himself while trying it, and it's just it's just a bit of a mess right now. So yeah, I think it wasn't quite his fault today. I think it was more our defense and us giving away set pieces more than we should have, for sure. Our plan today should have been limit set pieces as much as possible, and we just didn't do that in the first half whatsoever, and it gave them the opportunity to score. So I think just a 5.5 from me. Could have done a bit better, but I don't think it was his fault for those goals. And Henderson, I think he gets a 6.5 from me. He made like what 2-3 saves and
Yeah.
just kept
Really?
us confidence in the back.
Yeah.
So I think he gets a bit of a boost
What I
from me.
love about Dean Henderson is the way he releases the ball when he gets it. It's like
Yeah.
it's always the right pass, you know, whether it be the rollout, the kick out. I really do rate Dean Henderson. I do think he's the David De Gea replacement for the long term. But you know, yeah, we'll have to see what the situation is that when it comes to the next few games. You know, how serious is the De Gea injury? Is it just precautionary, or you know, is it Dean Henderson's time to step up and get his chance? You know, we'll have to see. Um,
Mm.
Alex Telles, you know, guys, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I just don't see it with Alex Telles. But for his crossing, to me, it's like he's just putting it in. Though there's no end to it. You know, it's not going directly to someone's head. It just looks like he's
I don't think
whipping
it's
it in.
completely his fault.
But it
We
could
don't have, we
be.
don't have enough
It
runners.
could be, and yeah, and I
We don't
think
have effective runners.
defensively he's no Luke Shaw, definitely. But I'm gonna give him a 6 because I thought he was average. But you know, I see
Yeah.
people slating Luke Shaw. It's like, how have we not been, you know, playing with Luke Shaw our whole lives? I mean, honestly, I think that it comes down to an agenda because I do think Luke Shaw is probably still our best left back. But yeah, for me, an average game from Alex Telles. He didn't really do nothing wrong. He didn't do anything great as well. But yeah, 6.
Mm. Like you guys might disagree with my backline ratings, but I just feel like as much as they had a bad first half, I feel like we really redeemed our defending in the second half. So yeah, Alex Telles going forward, I think it was better today. I think the crosses were slightly better. Yes, there wasn't much in product, but you can see that it's there. It just needs the right system. And I think he made 1 or 2 tackles, which were important. So I'm gonna give him a 6.5.
Yeah. I think, yeah, Tez was all right today. I don't think we saw anything fantastic. I think he was a bit off as well. A little bit like Greenwood, just not quite at his best yet, but he was still kind of warming up to it. So I don't think I saw the best of Tellez today for sure. But we didn't see a bad Tellez as well. That's the thing,
Mhm.
which is always a welcomed
Yeah,
improvement.
yeah.
We would rather see an
If
average
he can
player
carry on
in
getting
that
sixes, happy days. You know,
Yeah,
constant
exactly.
sixes. That's fine.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Mhm.
He made a good few defensive interceptions, and it felt like we weren't really attacked that much from the right side. It felt like they wanted to play centrally a lot more than anything else and exploit our centre backs. So it wasn't really him having too much to do. He made the tackles when he had to, and there were some times where he had to cover for a Fred or a Matic, and it looked like he did somewhat well. And his crosses were a bit off today, so just a 6 from me, I think. Just an average game, yeah.
Yeah, I think we all agree in agreement with Alex Telles. So yeah, nothing
Yeah.
more really to say. I think it's an average game from Alex Telles. Not his best, not
Yeah.
his worst, which is not you know it's not bad. Average is
Yeah.
it's okay. It's okay. And you considering we conceded 2 goals and giving you a 6, but you know,
Yeah.
it's pretty good. But we come up to this guy, guys. This
Yes,
guy,
there we go.
fucking sakes. This man, he annoys me. I won't lie to you, he annoys me. You know, it's more. I'm honestly thinking we need to find a partner for Lindelof instead of this fridge. This man, how? I'm not blaming. It's not his fault we conceded from that corner. But
Yeah.
how are you marking no one? You're marking no one. Your passing isn't there. You're not a captain. You're just not a captain. So I'll always judge you of being a captain for Manchester United. And you still, I don't know. Maguire just doesn't film with no confidence. I feel like he gets away with it because he has less responsibility, and he's supposed to have the most responsibility. He's supposed to be, going in for
Yeah.
those headers. He's supposed to be, getting this team up for it. But he's not doing
Yeah.
anything that what he's supposed to do. So I'm gonna give Harry Maguire. And you can call me harsh, but I'll give Harry Maguire a 5.
Yeah, no. In terms of that goal, I think you can say it comes from the technical team because
Yeah, it's
they
100%
should be
also
telling them
tactics.
that
Yeah, it's 100% also
Yeah.
tactics.
they should be telling them that we're versing a team that's good at set pieces. So do this, and do that. But at the same time, you're the freaking captain, and like it's common sense, you know. You can't not be marking anyone, and you're like the biggest player on the pitch. It doesn't make sense. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe Vesta got something to say about that, but I feel like besides that, he didn't. He had a decent game, especially the second half. I think he made some crucial tackles, one lot in the air, which he does, but I don't think he had a bad game. I think it's a decent game, so I'm gonna give him a 6.5.
Yeah. For me, I think I'm gonna agree a little bit more Shoney here. I don't quite feel that Maguire was anything close to security in the back today. And I just looked at the stats now. This man won as many duels as he lost, and yeah, that should not be something from an 80 million pound captain of Manchester United. He should
Yeah.
not be 50-50 on a duel. That 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 says a lot about how bad the game was. His passing was better today, though, for sure. He made quite a few of those long balls, and the few times that he did it, it actually hits for once. And it feels like it's just very on and off, like
No,
everything in
yeah,
this cup.
it's very
It's just on and off. Sometimes he'll ping it perfectly to someone's feet, and the other time he just shoot it out and just give away possession completely. And I just don't know what we're going to get with that. And I just don't feel like we should be doing it. We're not confident enough doing it. We're not confident enough receiving it. And I don't know why we still persist with it, because it just recycles possession straight back to Southampton,
yeah.
and it's just very annoying. So I think for me, I'll give Maguire 5.5.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel
listen,
like
this guy
Yeah.
is supposed to be the captain of Manchester United, and
Yeah.
that's why it's like it's always getting a mark down because and if he's not the captain, you're probably saying yeah, okay, not 6, but you as
Yeah.
the captain of that team showed no leadership, nothing. So yeah, that's just how I
yeah,
see it. But yeah, Marotti, you
Yeah.
gonna
I
say?
feel like the pairing wasn't extremely organized, the centre back pairing, but I feel like on recovery they were decent today, especially in the second half. So for that, I'm happy because I felt like we needed that. Otherwise, Southampton might have scored a goal.
Mm. But I was gonna mention this because we're gonna go on to Lindelof, and I'm gonna give Lindelof an average 6. But I do think that he was the reason, you know, we were a bit better at the back. I think Lindelof makes up for all the negatives that Maguire is doing. And I'm not saying he complements it, but I mean like, in my opinion, he's way better than Harry Maguire. At
Yeah.
maybe not heading the ball because Lindelof can't head a ball to save his life. But I genuinely am starting to think that if we bring in a centre back, we need someone to partner with Lindelof or someone else, but not Harry Maguire. But yeah, for
Yeah, I can see
Lindelof, I
that.
thought he had an average game. He didn't really do anything wrong. Like I said, I think he had more responsibility defensively than Harry Maguire, and I think we dealt with it today. So fair play to Lindelof.
Yeah, no, I feel like he's you can trust him, and I feel like next to a quality centre back, it'll be a decent pairing. So I can see what you're saying, and yeah, no, I think best defender today for us.
Yeah,
I feel like in a positional sense, he was really good. He read all the danger areas. He made the tackles, and I think one hit he won, and it was a bit dangerous. I'm forgetting what part of
Yeah.
the game, but
It was towards the end,
I
I'm pretty
think
sure. Second half.
yeah, yeah, I think he was our best defender today. So I'm gonna give him a 7.
Okay.
I think Lindelof was good again today. And just something to back that up as well that I see now, he had a 96% pass completion rate.
That's great.
He,
We usually expect that from Maguire, but Maguire
yeah,
didn't do
He's
that.
low key.
yep, he misplaced like what, 2 passes? Yeah, 2 passes the entire game. He misplaced. He won quite a few aerial duels, and he just looked the more accomplished centre back, which is very strange. And I think we're just seeing this more and more as time goes on that Lindelof is the better centre back. And I don't know why we're trying to build around Harry Maguire. I really don't at this point. So
It's
I think
insane. How much did
Lindelof,
we buy Lindelof for?
about
Yeah, not
40,
nearly as much.
40, 50.
I'll bring up a thing for you while
Yeah,
I.
I think 40, 50, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but still 80 million. That's a massive number that we're not going to come
Yeah, but
close to
that's the whole
touching
reason
again.
we're building around Maguire. And also he's got
Yeah,
that bloody
exactly.
armband around him, so yeah. That's the only
Yeah,
reason. His
Mhm.
price tag and that armband. That's the only reason.
yeah. And for me, I think Lindelof, a little bit better than average, so I'll give him a 6.5.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah, so a 6 from me, 6.5 from Clay. Malota said,
Yeah,
let us know in the comments below what you thought about Lindelof's game today. I still do think he's our best defender today. But yeah,
35. There you go. I found it.
there we go.
He joined for 35.
Sorry?
35 million, you see? There we go.
Yeah,
Imagine.
35.
Imagine.
Yeah, and he's arguably
That's
better
just
than
ridiculous.
80 million pound Maguire, so you know. But it is what it is, you know, it is what it is. But we
English
move
price
on
tag.
to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He didn't really have much to do. I think, you know, people these days are like, you know, don't try attack really down that side because you will have it on lockdown. You know, going forward, he does have to improve. So it was like, you know, and today it was a bit, yeah, you know, Wan-Bissaka didn't really influence this game in any way, really, to be honest. And I am questioning whether or not how his fitness is. I don't think Wan-Bissaka is 100% at the moment, if I'm honest. He doesn't look 100% in my opinion. It looks like he's suffering from, like, I don't know, a minor injury, or, you know, just, you know, general tiredness, you know, burning out and things like that. But, you know, with the end of the day, Wan-Bissaka, he doesn't really make that many mistakes. But yeah, I thought today he was just slightly below average, so I'm gonna give him a 5.
Yeah, no, I agree. Can agree. I feel like first half, like much like the rest, it's a constant theme of the back line, in my opinion. First half is quite non-existent. Didn't see what he did really. In the second half, when we needed the tackles, he was there. So I think he had a okay game. I'm gonna give him a 6.5.
Yeah, I think I'm more on Shawnee's line again. I think he had a bit of a poorer game than normal. And again, just to emphasize that, he had 69% pass accuracy. It just felt like he wasn't on it. And I think the stats even reflect that a little bit as well, going to that. And I didn't see the best of Aaron. It didn't feel like they wanted to attack down the wings. It looked like they wanted to exploit the centre backs, like I said, and it just didn't have too much to do. But going forward, he's looking a bit more accomplished. He's looking like he's getting a bit more comfortable with that role, and it's still not quite there yet. So
Yeah,
I think
it's not.
just yeah, he's still getting there though. He's definitely getting closer every single game, and I think with enough time, he's going to be quite good there. Even though we've seen him be good there before. But yeah, this game specifically, I think he gets just an average 6 from me.
Yeah,
I feel like he needs to learn to cross quicker. I don't know if it's just me,
I
but I
agree.
feel like he holds onto
I
it for
feel
too
like the
long
one thing I
and
like
makes the
about
angle too small.
yeah, the one thing I like
It's the
about
majority of our
Tellez
team
is
for
that
sure.
I know Tellez is gonna whip it in quick. You know.
Yeah,
So yeah,
definitely.
yeah, I think that Wan-Bissaka can learn a lot from Alex Tellez. So you know, yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes. But yeah, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, you know, I know people have their doubts about him going forward. You know, people think that he's probably not good enough from to be a right back of Manchester United. But then, you know, at the moment we don't have anyone else. So yeah, and I'm a big Aaron Wan-Bissaka fan. So you know,
Yeah.
but not his best of games. Another guy I want to mention who I thought was arguably our worst player on the pitch today was Nemanja Matic. Honestly, his passing was not there. He looks as slow as he was, you know, before last season. The old Matic, you know, the passing was just shocking. I think defensively he was a liability. I thought Fred freaking saved his ass today. And yeah, but again, I don't really want to blame Matic because, like I said, this is probably the last season we can get out of Matic. And what Matic has done last season to, you know, turn his career around at Man United like that, I mean, I've got so much respect for the guy. You know, he shut me up definitely. You know, because I was a big, you know, Matic hater. But you know, he proved me wrong. But now it's like it's just, you know, it's coming back. But I don't really blame him for it because I do think this is his last season. But actually, I'm gonna give Matic a 4. Yeah, 4.
Ooh,
Ah,
I think that's a bit harsh. Eh?
ah.
I honestly think without
Nah,
Fred,
mate, I disagree.
he got chowed. Matic got
Nah,
chowed today.
nah. I don't see it, honestly. I won't lie to you. I think the best part of his game was that combination he had with Donny, which was a bit entertaining to watch with the sweet footwork. But it's not just that. I don't think it was horrible. I don't think it was amazing. No. But I feel like defensively he was decent. I feel like he dropped back like he always does, and he'd play a part. I don't think 4. I feel like it's extremely harsh. That makes it seem like he had a horrible game, and I didn't see that. So I'm going to give him a 6.5, actually.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I don't think Matic was terrible today, but I feel like our whole midfield was kind of the victim of a poor system. I felt like we couldn't organize a diamond at stages. It felt like everybody was pushed out of position. It felt like Matic had to do a lot of covering, and because of that, I just felt like he was exposed a lot because it's a 2v1, a 3v1, because everybody else is just crowded somewhere else and not really in their right position. I just felt like we couldn't organize this diamond midfield correctly today, and Matic got a bit
Weirdly
exposed for
enough,
that. But I don't think he was that bad today. Yeah.
maybe I'm wrong, but I felt like I found it really organized. Not really organized. I found like we were trying to do something, and I thought it was clear. I thought it was clear that Fred and Matic are really the sitters here. Fred will push up from time to time, but not really. They sit, and then Donny, unlike maybe the game during the week, he's a bit of a free roll. He'll be the 8, but from time he'll push in the box. And I felt like it wasn't perfect, but I could see what Ole was trying to do there.
Yeah, but I felt like that just left a lot of people confused and just where was I supposed to be in this moment when you go push up to the left and we switch sides now and then Bruno's gonna back out, Donny's gonna go forward, Fred's gonna go forward, Donny's gonna back out a bit. It felt a bit confused at times and then we overcommit quite a lot easily and it just leaves our defensive players a bit overwhelmed. And that I feel like forced the set pieces as well just a little bit. So I
I
don't
hear
feel
you.
like
I
we
just feel like
got it right 100%.
I
I
hear
think we're
you.
close though. I definitely do think we're getting there.
Yeah, no, I hear you, and I feel like it's something we can work on. I'm not saying we should scrap it,
Yeah.
but I feel like for me, it was clear that the responsibility of defending was Matic and Fred. I
Yeah,
feel like
for
Fred
sure.
pushes up way more than he did today, and you could see he was pulling back a bit today, even if he did here and there. And yeah, it was up to Bruno and what's his name, Donovan de Beek to make something happen.
Yeah, it was. It really was. And just at times I felt like it just left Matic exposed though, because Donny isn't just an attacker. That's the thing about him. And we felt like we were just imploring him there. It was 2 versus 2 in the midfield today essentially. And Fred was sometimes out of position and not quite helping Matic, and Matic was not out of position, not helping Fred. And it worked both ways today, for sure. But I definitely think Matic was probably our poorest midfielder, and that's just because he got overwhelmed a lot today. So I think for me, he gets a 6, just average.
No, yeah, let us know in the comments down below. What you thought of Matthews. I honestly did think he was awful today. I really did. I thought he was our most suspect player on the field today. Defensively. I thought that the players around him are the reason we didn't get punished more. To be honest, that's just what I thought. So yeah, let us
The
know.
thing is, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you, but I've seen games where I think Matic deserves a 4. And I feel like today did not come close to those games where he's just giving balls away left, right, and center,
I
where
don't feel today was
defensively
that
it
bad
just
for
looks
sure.
like people can just run through over him and the pace is just not there. So I didn't see that today, honestly.
I seen that.
Yeah.
I seen him get out. I seen him give balls away. So yeah, I just and I thought if he didn't have Fred Donny next to him, so yeah, just get this. I just get this for Matic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want the old Matic back. The Matic was getting 7s, 8s out of 10s. Just for one more season. That's all I ask. But can he get it? I don't know. How much has it got to do with the lack of matches he can get it? Back some.
I think it's that and
Yeah.
the chopping and changing of the system.
Yeah,
Because when he was playing like that, it was a
Yeah.
consistent system.
Yeah, we've been playing 4-2-3-1. Now we go back to the diamond. So
Yeah.
it's very. Another thing he did change. There was I don't know why he did it. I don't know why, but I don't know if you guys noticed that as well. But Donny and Fred switched sides today.
I noticed that.
Now
I wondered why, to be honest.
I also wonder why. It worked out evidently, but it didn't look as comfortable, and I think that has also a certain big part to play with why Tellers didn't have as a good game, because like we've seen Tellers with Fred, it looks way better, but it just seemed like this side here, bar Donny, it was a bit, questionable, and I don't know what
looked
it was
like-
about. I don't know why Oli can do that. I don't know. You guys can give me an idea why he did that, but it didn't make sense in my head why.
It looked like the switch negatively affected Fred more than it did Donny.
Yeah.
Fred didn't look as comfortable as normal.
Yeah, but I just don't get it. I like the idea of Fred, the left-footed player, being on that left side. It's more natural for him to play it on the wing, or whip it in. It's more natural. But at the end of the day, it didn't really cost us that big. But I thought it was very interesting that they switched sides. But we'll start off with Donny van de Beek. Guys. This man, I didn't see one misplaced pass today. When this man gets the ball, there could be 3 players around him. He'll get it out, make a pass, quick. quick. The only negative I have to say about Donny van de Beek today is that when he was in the box today, I thought his decision making when it comes to certain passes or when to have the shot were a bit suspect. But all the donkey work he had to do, spot on. His tackling, his defending, linking the play to attack. Getting the ball when there's 3 men around him, like I said, and releasing it quickly. His passing is so good. And honestly, I thought today was one of the best Donny van de Beek performances I've seen. So I'm gonna give Donny a 7.
Yeah, no, I think I found my newest favorite in this team. This guy is a talented midfielder. And like even within the bad system, the thing about him you can see he's doing. It's all about the quick give and go, and it seems so easy for him.
It's
So
just
I
like
think
you know how many times I was thinking he's gonna misplace a pass. There was like 3, and
Dude.
he'll just chip it over all 3 and land on Bruno's foot. I'm like,
it's
this
impressive.
guy is ridiculous.
You can see the Ajax Johan Cruyff background
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So I think he's a brilliant midfielder. And yeah, no, whenever we were actually winning the midfield battle, I think he was at the heart of it. So he definitely deserves a 7.
I think you kind of hit the nail on the head for me, Shoni. I think it was just that little bit of discomfort from him playing in a different position than what we used to seeing him in. I think that's what threw me a little bit with his performance today. But yeah, he did what he does best today. He's press resistant. He makes those quick 1-2s. The decision making's fantastic, and just
Yeah, his brain.
like Walter said as well, just it's a product of that Ajax youth system, and it's so good. He's such a talented player. So I think for me, just a little bit less, just because I felt that discomforts quite a lot. I don't know why. So I just think a 6.5 for me.
Yeah, nah, I see. That's what I said. I think some of our ratings
Yeah.
will be very different because honestly, I thought
Yeah.
Donny was great. I was thinking about giving him an 8, but I was like,
I enjoyed him more during the week, to be honest.
yeah.
I felt
I
like
did as well. I felt
interesting
On the
comments-
ball.
Yeah, the interesting comment the commentator made today, the way I was watching when I was watching it, is that it's a big ass compliment and comment. So I'm just gonna say it out of interest, out of conversation,
Yeah.
for the show. But he said that Donny van de Beek is like a Xavi that was for Barcelona. Is that he looks like he could be that type of player. He never gives the ball away. He can hold that midfield. And honestly, when I was thinking about it, attributes wise and what he does in the team, it's very like a Xavi. It's very much like a Xavi.
as soon as
Quick release. He holds that midfield. He knows what he's doing. Very intelligent. A lot faster than freaking Xavi. That's for sure. But it's a long way to go to be compared to Xavi. But
very long.
But it does.
But as soon as you said it,
yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah,
I can see it.
Yeah, I could
Because-
also see it because it's no surprise that why Real Madrid, Juventus, Barcelona all wanted Donny van de Beek, and now we've got him. Clearly, everyone's seen this in him, and he is proving that. And I'm so happy for Donny van de Beek, and it's something that we needed in the midfield. We needed a Bruno, but now we needed a midfielder who does both and has good performances. So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
I feel like it's nice with Bruno and Donny that we've bought players now that it's clear what they're here to do. The position is clear. I feel like we've bought players too much maybe just on performances here and there, and it's just not clear what they're actually good at. Maybe the Fraser of this world, we're still trying to figure out what he actually is. But Pogba is a talented player, but we don't know what his position, what he's brought here in here to fit and to do at this club. So I think those are really good signs.
Yeah. We speak about Fred, and we're gonna go to Fred because guys, I love Fred. I won't lie to you. I won't lie to you. He's defensively, he's doing everything I want from him. This man is saving us. He's tackling, he's running, he's working. It's like I wouldn't say he's not on the level of obviously like an N'Golo Kante, but to mold him to a player, it's like he's becoming like that player. Like he wants to adapt to become like a Kante, which is lovely because I think he does have the attributes similar to Kante. He's fast, he's tenacious, he can do a good tackle. Just whether his football brain when it comes to defensive needs to work. And now we've been seeing it more recently in the last 2-3 games. Defensively, Fred has been absolutely solid. His passing can be suspect now and then, I understand, but today it's just one of those games where it wasn't, and it didn't let us down. And so I'm also going to give Fred a 7.
And I think Ole sees it in him. I think he sees rather than going to buy a CGM, maybe we have Fred here and we just give him the game time and just try mold him into that player. And I think we're heading in the right direction. But today, I didn't think it was his best performance, and that's because, as you said, of the switch. I felt like he didn't look as comfortable. He was doing all the things he does. He was very tenacious. He was trying the tackles and all of the good things he does. But it just didn't seem to be as dominant as he is on the other side.
Yeah.
So for that, I'm going to give him a 6.5.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you with that as well. I think it was definitely the fact that he's just a bit of discomfort playing on the right hand side versus the left, where he's exclusively played through his United days essentially, and now it's just not as comfortable. But he's still that really good player. He is definitely still very moldable. He is still learning. He's still growing. He definitely has the attributes to be a Conte. It's just a case of, can we maximize those attributes to bring out the best of him, to make him that player, which I don't know if we quite can, but he's definitely comparable, but not quite on just the entire stats level there. He's not there yet. He's getting there, but he's not there yet. Yeah. So he's a solid player, and I definitely think this wasn't his best game. It definitely wasn't his worst, but he was good today. So I'll give the same rating, a 6.5.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think, Fred, he has improved, and you'll always know what you're going to get with Fred. You're going to get that as long as he's in the team, you'll get the consistent, hardworking, tenacious, defensively good, past the Fred, so yeah. I do, at 6.5, I do agree. I just, I don't like giving halves. That's the only reason I gave him the 7, because like,
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Today felt like the day for Pastor Fred screamer. It just wasn't on the cards. He just didn't feel like shooting.
I always think about that. I'm like, one day you'll get this goal. I see it often, and it annoys me, but I'm like, one day you will get it.
Yeah.
And hopefully that day is Champions League
Two
final.
down, shoot, just shoot.
Yeah.
Go past the.
But I tell you, one man who does shoot is our next player there, boys.
Yes.
The dawn of this team. The man who makes this team what it is. The man who keeps Oli in the job. The man who makes this club relevant. And that's Bruno Fernandes, right? First half, I thought, he's had an okay game. He's misplacing passes, he looks frustrated. But it's Bruno Fernandes. So, Bruno does what Bruno does. He keeps at it, he keeps going, he shows leadership, gets that ball from Cavani. First touch, bang, easy ball. Now, he should have had that Greenwood goal, I understand. But again, he never stops. Bruno just never stops. This guy is relentless. He gets his goal. Then the corner thing happened. The cross came in, and I was having Istanbul flash. So I'm like, he's going to do it again. And then he hits it, he hits it in such a dangerous area, and Cavani, absolute beautiful header. So he technically gets an assist. But without this man, I know Cavani had an absolute amazing game today. He won us the game and everything. But without Bruno Fernandes, this team is going nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. And today there was that stupid stories. Well, not stupid story, because the camera showed it, and I think on some American TV, about Bruno in the warm-up getting injured, and I was like, oh no. In my heart, it is like, no, guys, I am not ready for this reality without Bruno Fernandes, because
And then he goes down again.
and then Romeu. I hope honestly someone takes a bat and hits you on the leg, fam. You're a disgusting player. You tried killing Greenwood. You tried freaking killing Bruno. I wish I was in that United team. I would take one for the team. I would go through you, fam. I'd take you out. We needed Roy Keane to deal with Romeu, but I hate Romeu. But anyways, with Bruno Fernandes, this man, he is the GOAT. He is currently the best midfielder in the league, probably the best midfielder in the world, arguably one of the best players in world football at the moment, and he is everything in this team. So I'm going to give Bruno Fernandes an 8.
Yeah, no. You can't argue with that. Like, he's become that man. He's become a main talent. He's become a Ronaldo, a Kane. Like, he's that guy that you just know that when you need something, it's going to come from him. And it doesn't really matter anymore that, at least in my opinion, when he seems to be having an off game or something like that, you can excuse it. Because you know that even in that game, it just takes 1 second and you get something for us. So, yeah, we really hit the jackpot with this player. What? 40 million, if I'm not mistaken. 40 something million.
45 million.
Imagine.
Add-ons
What does
are
it
gonna
go for now?
big for Sporting now. Those crazy add-ons that we all looked at and said, why? He's not gonna be that kind of player. Imagine. Now look at him.
Yeah.
This man's gonna be on that Ballon d'Or list. He's gonna be there, and now we're gonna have to fork out another 20 million or something ridiculous for this.
Hey, it's worth it. It's honestly worth it. This player is something else.
I'm just not. I just can't believe they did it like that. They did us like that. They played us. They're like, yeah, that's a steal.
Honestly,
Fine,
I'd
you
pay
could've hit.
anything for Bruno Fernandes. I
Yeah.
think Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah.
You better be talking 300 bags because I ain't ever selling Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah. Bruno
100
is
easy,
everything for this cup.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
Bruno is everything for this cup.
yeah,
And just a
he got
fantastic
he got the goal, and as soon as Cavani came on, it was just him. So absolutely amazing. He deserves an 8. Not man of the match though.
Yeah, no, man.
He deserves an 8.
He deserves
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Bruno was just fantastic tonight, though. First half, he was so frustrated, and then the fouls on him, and you could feel the blood pumping for him. You could feel it. And it was something else when Bruno just turned on and just went, "Nah, I got this," and just started
always
pinging those
got it.
balls, long range shots.
He's
It's just like,
always
okay,
got it.
something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen, and then he got it, and it was beautiful. And yeah, I think an 8 from me as well. It was great.
Oh yeah, guys. Yeah. Hi. Without Bruno, I don't want to watch United games without Bruno.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, this man.
Madison,
Uh,
imagine if we had gone Madison.
out of
Yeah.
hand.
At this point, no.
no,
Not comparable.
There's no one in the world who I'd rather. You can offer me Ronaldo and Messi tomorrow for Bruno, and I will still reject. You can offer me Ronaldo, Messi,
It's another
Haaland,
point.
for Bruno. I won't take it because Bruno does what those four could probably do. Anyways, one man. So
Yeah.
he's.
Because remember at a point,
God.
it was all Madison. Remember, we won in Madison, and then it was like Grealish to Madison, but like they can both sit down.
No,
Bruno
to be honest, Madison gets it done. You can bring Grealish tomorrow. I'll take him. It's okay. I'll take him tomorrow. But shut up.
I can't believe I ever
I'll take
compared
him.
Madison to Grealish. I'm sorry. At a point, it looked like the numbers looked similar, but then as time went on, it's become clear who's the better player. I'm sorry.
Grealish is clear, boys. I've been saying my whole life. I've been saying.
Yeah.
But it's a conversation fun rather than. And we have Bruno Fernandes, so look, I'm glad. One day I can tell younger people that I grew up watching Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Messi. It is. But yeah, oh boys, I hate looking at that name. So the Marcus Rashford special. I'm gonna go last because I'm fuming with this player.
Yeah, a bit selfish at times. He wasn't. It was one of those games, when he has a bad game, he's just not involved. He makes mistakes. I feel like he has to improve it, but then I do appreciate that he's still able to get the 20 goals. He still gets the goals here and there, and he's young, so he'll improve. But he does need to improve that and try to be a bit more consistent and contribute something when he's having a bad game. So, yeah, not amazing. I'm gonna give him a 6.
Yeah. Today it just felt like Rashford's head wasn't quite screwed on, but I guess that's quite different from what we normally see. Sometimes you get a good Rashford, sometimes you get just a very bad Rashford. And today, it was closer to a bad Rashford. His decision making was all over the place. Sometimes he'd shoot when he should pass, and sometimes he'd pass when he should shoot, and it was... what are you thinking sometimes?
Yeah,
It gets very frustrating.
What is going to his head sometimes? That's what I
But
think.
yeah. Rashford did walk away with a goal contribution, and I think that's the only thing saving him from having anything less than that 6. Well, obviously Sean's going to slate him now, but it's fine. I think Rashford did a little bit above average just because he pinged that ball straight onto Cavani's head, back of the net, wins us the game. I think that deserves a little more than a 6, so just a 6.5 for me. I'll be back in a second
No,
on
I
that.
think I was a bit harsh in that instance.
Yeah, you think you harsh? Wait, now wait. Yes, but I can't be asked anymore with this player. I can't. This man should have had 2 assists and a goal, plus his assist he got on top of that. And it's not just why Rashford frustrates me, because when I watch someone like Leeds and I look like Rafinha, very like a Rashford type player, his football intelligence is way beyond Marcus Rashford. If I look at Jadon Sancho, his intelligence is way above Marcus Rashford. It's just, I don't know if it comes down to Oli, his back injury, I don't know what it is, but someone needs to go knock that kid in the head, fam. That's what it is. Someone needs to knock him in the head, or he needs to read how to pass, or when to. I don't know. He needs to be coached. That's what I'm saying. He did get an assist, but honestly, I'm giving Rashford a 5, and I still would if Cavani has to play in this team, and we have to put Martial in for someone. I'm taking Rashford out. I think you have to get your most intelligent players. So yeah, I'm not. It's it's the same thing I say every week, innit? Rashford is a great player. I love the kid and everything. People will definitely think I don't love Rashford, but I do. I do. It's just he can be one of the best players in the world if we just learn. So at the moment, if someone had to like say, would you trade Rashford for like a son? Yeah, in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, I'll do that deal. So and I think Rashford could become like a son. As crucial as that.
Yeah, he has the potential there. It just can be channeled it correctly.
Yeah.
That's a big question.
That's the big question. Yeah. Exactly. But it is what it is. Remarks Rashford. He got an assist that won us the game. It's always like the same thing. As much as he could have a stinker, he will somehow pull off something. That's what he's good at. He does do something. Whether he'd have, it's like a Bruno type player. It's just a lot to a lesser extent. But I think he can be better. I think he can become as good as Bruno Fernandes is. If he just learns the basics. Like I said, Tumalotu when Clayton went AFK, I said he could have had 2 extra assists on top of that and a goal today if his decision making was on point.
Yeah.
But yeah, It is what it is. But just to prove that I don't have a Marcus Rashford agenda. We're going with Mason Greenwood, and I'm giving Greenwood a 5. My boy needs to be scoring all those chances. Yeah, my son needs to be scoring all those chances. I'm gonna have a word with him. I'm gonna go smack him. I'm like, boy, I need you to score those goals. What is going on here? You hit it straight at the keeper twice on your left foot. I was so pissed. I was so pissed that he missed those chances. And yeah, again, I think he didn't look up for it today. But again, he's young. These things happen, and I think let's not be too harsh on Mason Greenwood. This guy has got the talent to be anything he wants to be. But yeah, it's one of those games for him. He got subbed off early, and I'm glad he's got people like Martial and Cavani to learn from. So he's in safe hands, I think. So yeah, but not his best performance today. So I'm giving Mason Greenwood a 5.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. Like, I feel like he wasn't effective today, so it had to be him who comes off for Cavani. And as you said, he should have scored 2 goals. So yeah, no, it's a bit of a poor performance today. So I agree with the 5.
Yeah, I have no complaints with that at all. I think just as simple as that. Really wasn't on it at all today. He was just poor. So 5 from me as well.
Yeah, I think the 5 is fair. Unfortunately, like I said, you will have those games, but again, he has those games where he wins you the Champions League game. Just
yeah, exactly.
He's Mason Greenwood. He can light up the world in any given moment. It's but we move on. We move on to Edison Cavani. Now, as soon as he came on, I was like, yeah, he's doing the Martial work. If he continues to do that, I'm gonna be as harsh as people are as harsh on Martial for doing the same thing. And then today, on top of doing the Martial work, he gets the goals and the assist. 2 headers, my favorite type of goals. Just whip it into his fat head and let him do it. And then he assists Bruno Fernandes for a tap. I love it. I eat those goals all day, every day. I'd take those goals any day over a Bruno screamer from the halfway line or a bicycle. I'll take a tap in all day or a headed goal all single day. And I love that type of player. And today he was close to perfect. And he is my man of the match without a doubt. And he is going to get a 9.
Yeah. Al Matador himself. Madonna himself. Oh my gosh. He was amazing. Like, he came on and just changed that game.
Yeah,
and
changed the game.
Like, I've been waiting for that bow and arrow celebration. I was saying he didn't do it against Everton. Yeah, but I was very happy to do it today. And like, he came on and he was what we needed. He was the finisher, And by that I mean assist as well. He got the job done. The assist for Bruno, amazing. The 2 goals clearly wasn't a mistake because he did it twice. 2 header goals, and I just really enjoyed his
they were not
today.
easy headers. They were ridiculously hard. The way you it's perfect.
Yeah, and we all love Martial, but then we also want that type of striker that can take charge, be the finisher, and it's nice to have it. If it's starting, if it's on the bench, it doesn't matter. It's nice to have it at the club, and yeah, 9 man of the match definitely.
Yeah, and I think it's a great thing right now that we have Cavani at this club, especially when Martial's out of it, because then we have the similar type of player that can also fire, and that's what we needed right now, and it's working. And I felt like Cavani didn't even put a foot wrong today. It was fantastic from him. He did all the donkey work like Martial does, and he also got the goal and assist. It was a really good performance from him, and he won us the game. So I think no issue right now, just 10 out of 10, man of the match. Didn't put a foot wrong in my book from the 45 minutes that
Yeah,
I
but
watched.
we know now that the debate is going to kick off. Should
No.
Edison Cavani be starting games?
Honestly, if he
It's going to be
does,
the topic for
if
the
he
week.
does, I'm gonna say this right now. You don't
Yeah.
dare drop Anthony Martial. If you have to drop Greenwood or Rashford, one of those two, but you don't dare drop Martial. You cannot drop Martial. We need
I think
intelligence.
right
It's
now,
going to be.
the only issue
If he
right
does
now
start-
is Marshall doesn't know how to do anything right now. He doesn't have any final product. I think as soon as he finds his
That's
form,
a
then
good
he can
point.
team together. Until they are, then I think it can be one or the other. I think it very easily should be one or the
At
other.
this rate, I'd rather take.
What kind of player?
Yeah.
What kind of player is Martial? Is he the player you drop so he comes back better, or is the player you play into form? Because I think he might be the one you play into
You
form.
play
I feel
into
like
form. I
the
agree.
opposite.
I know.
He-
I agree.
he doesn't-
I
We've
think
seen
Marshall
what
is the type of
happens
person
when
who likes a
Martial-
challenge. I think he's the type of person who'll prove himself to you. That's the type of player Martial exudes to me. He's the type of player, if you tell him off, he will come back 10 times better the next game. That's the type of player I see
I
Martial
don't know.
as.
I don't know because like under Mourinho moved to the left, and let's be honest, he did suck a little bit.
No,
And
I think he's,
I feel like-
he's not the happiest chap in the camp at the moment as well.
Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like it's
I
either
don't
going to be him or Greenwood because nowhere in hell is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer
But
dropping
I
that
think
shit.
our front three needs to be Martial on the left, Cavani up front, and then Rashford on the right. But the problem is,
Yeah.
like we said,
I agree.
as brilliant as Cavani can be, it's just he can't play all these games. So,
Yeah, that's a problem as well.
Yeah.
There's injury issues.
but like I said, I do
And,
have
like,
faith
if
in
he
Mason
can-
Greenwood, so I think Greenwood will step it up.
If he can be this effective off the bench consistently, and he's happy with that, but like, I feel like it's something he should be happy with because having the past few years he's had, knowing that he's so vulnerable to injury, would you not rather adapt your game
No, yeah.
and try give the team the best you can than sulk for starting and get injured?
Exactly.
So if the relationship dynamic is like that, it'd be perfect.
yeah.
One thing I have to say, just as kind of a bit of a bridge to Ollie as well, is him bringing on subs at halftime
Oh yeah,
was
that's very.
big game changer. It's the first
Yeah.
time he's ever done that, and I don't think if Cavani comes on the 60th minute, we won that game. I think he needed those 45 minutes in its entirety to just get accustomed to the game, get into the flow, and just give us the best chance going forward. So I think if we don't see Cavani playing for that 45 minutes, especially today, he doesn't score 2 goals and get an assist and completely
No.
carry us to victory.
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
speaking.
I feel
of,
like
Yeah.
so before you go on, I feel like he's starting to trust Cavani a little bit because Ole Gunnar doesn't do what he did today. He never does. Even in a difficult situation, he'll give it 10 or 15 more minutes. But I feel like he's starting to see the type of player Cavani is. Realize that
Ollie's probably
if I get
thinking,
him on,
yeah, Ollie's
there's a
probably
big
thinking
chance of
that,
us winning.
he probably sees a lot of when Ollie was a player in Cavani. He's probably thinking this guy, he's
Yeah.
an amazing goal scorer. He's on the bench. He's probably thinking
Yeah.
I was on the bench, but I knew if Sir Alex put me on, I could change this game. So I think that's got a big part. And yeah, I applaud Ollie for that because I do think that we always cry that Ollie never makes his subs early, and today he did. Fair play. Maybe one was through injury, but Cavani coming on definitely was the big deciding factor. Which brings me on to the next point actually, which is the rating for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. This is a tricky one for me, honestly. Because this is where I asked you guys, how much did this game come down to the tactics, and how much did this actually come down to the certain players just showing up today?
Yeah, no, look. I feel like there's no debating that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's system is not the most effective. But he does have a system in place, and he did have one today. And I feel like in parts where it didn't work, I feel like it was more a reflection of Southampton doing well and not a reflection on our system being poor, to be honest. I feel like versing a team in form like Southampton, you're never going to run over. I feel like we do get like that sometimes as United fans. We have such high expectations that we want our team to be perfect from get-go.
Yeah.
And in some games, West Brom, yeah, it should be like that. But there are some games like Southampton where you can't really expect that. And we didn't create a lot, but as well, away from home against Southampton, in this type of game, I can accept us creating a decent amount of chances, but not a ridiculous amount. So, yeah, and I think the only fault for me, and it's not even a fault because it worked, the only thing I was like, at the start of the game about is that we changed the formation. And I've been crying for consistency. but it worked, you know.
It
But
nearly
he needs
didn't
to.
work.
He needs to. He's he's clearly fair, but he's clearly looking for a formation that says we are Manchester United, and not a formation, and not playing like a team that says we're scared of you and we're gonna try to do something more about you than holding our own. I think that's what he's trying to do. Some can say he's just doing that in changing the formation. I'm talking complete bullshit, but I feel like he's looking for that formation that's gonna be the best for this team and accommodate these players. But we've tried this formation before, but the fact that he keeps coming back to it, I think he realizes that this is a formation and it just needs time. You can't play something one or twice. There's an uproar from the fans, and you just say, "Oh, you're right, and I should change it." You're the manager of Manchester United, and I think he should always be looking at things like this. So I don't know. I can't fault him today. I think we won. If we didn't win, yeah, because we didn't win, and it has to go on the manager. But at the end of the day, it's at the end. We judge at the end. We judge after 90 minutes, and I think he deserves an 8.
Very, 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 very interesting. Clayton, I'm very interested to hear what you're gonna say now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think Ollie's confused with what he wants to do. In all honesty, I didn't feel like he employed the system correctly. I felt like we were disjointed at stages. I feel like chopping and changing is not acceptable, especially after we just come away from winning 3 games off the back of the same formation, and it's like, hey, we're just gonna change it. Let's go. It's like, why? We are crying out for consistency all the time. Whether it's the 4-1-2-1-2 or whether it's the 4-2-3-1, just stick with it. That's all we've been asking for at this point as United fans. Just stick with it. I don't know why you're changing game in, game out. Because Southampton dominated us at stages with their width. We stood no chance against the width. We had no plan to deal with Genpo. We had no plan to deal with Walcott. It felt like we were just blindly defending. And then we had no clue how to defend a set piece. Still, to this day, we still zone Lima.
That's always been a problem,
One
though.
sucker on a massive defender that's twice his size. We leave Matic behind the biggest defender in the league. Like, what are we doing defensively? And just giving away that foul for the Ward-Prowse free kick, that was unacceptable. I'm sorry. If you're Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you're going to tell players, you do not step a foot wrong near the box. They are going for a free kick. You do not give away
but like,
set pieces.
but like in such an intense game, doesn't matter if you tell them though. There's still a very good chance that they could give the free kick away. To be fair to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but I understand all your other points, and I kind of agree. And I think it's down to perception, really. You can say he's being too inconsistent and he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
That's one way to look at it.
Yeah.
And there's a very good chance it is that. But then there's also the perspective that he's trying to look for the system that will represent being the club that we are.
But he's
and
already
like all is going on.
Why not stick with it then? That's the question. Why not stick with that system? Because he chopped and changed that system to all hell before, and now he's come back to it. So if you like that system, why not stick with it?
If you're asking me in this specific game what happened today, this is completely speculation. But I think what's his name again? Donny van de Beek was a big factor. Honestly, I feel like he played so well during the week that he realizes that he needs to find a way to incorporate him, and he realizes that he needs to use the talent at our disposal. But also, that's just my perspective. I could be completely wrong.
But he could have played the exact same team play against Istanbul. You didn't have to make a single change. If you wanted to go down that route, he didn't have to make a single change if Donny van de Beek was the thing that he needed more than anything else in life. Because
maybe Martial as well. Maybe I am fishing, and maybe it is just.
Yeah, but
maybe it is just a change because Martial wasn't fit.
He wasn't scared to play Mata. We have the options there. It's not like it's not there for him to use the 4-2-3-1, which is clearly his preferred system. So I don't know why he's changing it all the time. I get that there's definitely a possibility that it could have been Martial's outside
the thing is,
change. Fair enough.
I get you.
No.
But I don't see if it's a tactical thing specifically for Southampton. If he's just reacting, I don't know. I don't see it because I feel like the best reaction to Southampton would be playing it too, because they're such a high pressing team that he would try play defensively. So I don't know. I just feel like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is looking for his best system. I felt like at a point he thought it was Matic, Bruno, Pogba, and that's how we go. And he was confident that's the future. But then we came back and it fell apart. And I feel like we've been chopping and changing. Yes, one, because we want to win games. But I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I feel like he's also trying to find what is the best way forward. And yeah, but he does need to be more consistent. I hear that.
Yeah. So Claire, what are you giving Oli out of 10?
There are positives to Ali as well. Like the early changes didn't let De Gea go on with his injury. He brought Cavani on instantly as soon as he realized Greenwood was having an off day. Things like that bode well for Ali. But just his general setup for the day, it just didn't feel like he knew what he wanted. It didn't feel like he quite knew what he was doing just yet. And whether that was directly from the Southampton game specifically, whether it's because Martial was out, there has to be a reason there, and I don't understand it. And then also
And you know,
limiting set pieces of all kinds. I just feel like we didn't care for it. It felt like we'd rather kick the ball out and just give them the reset.
So what are you
Jump.
giving Oli out of 10?
you know what I'm.
After everything.
I'll speak. No, you can go. I'll say what I want to say after.
Okay. I think I'm going to leave him with the same rating I left him at Istanbul. I think a 6.5. There's some positives and does deserve some credit, but I don't think this was his managerial masterclass against Ralph Hasenhüttl.
Yeah. You know, I feel like what I've noticed over the past few weeks, when you don't have players who are clearly the best in specific positions, it's kind of hard to stick with a specific system and keep playing those players week in, week out in that same formation. And I've noticed this with Pep and Klopp. Pep and Klopp, for the longest time, were playing with the 4-3-3 and it was the same players. But Pep lost some considerable players. He lost Laporte to injury. He lost Fernandinho, maybe, I don't know, to him having to fall back into the centre-back positions and maybe not being as good anymore. He's lost Silva. And because of that, we've seen him, it's just two formations yet, but we've seen him change it now. He never changed the 4-3-3. It was game in, game out 4-3-3. But now he's also in a similar situation where it's not clear who should fit in where. And he's still trying to find that. And we find that he changes formations now. We're seeing with Klopp now as well. Because of the big injuries, Klopp never used to change the 4-3-3. Game in, game out was 4-3-3. But now we're starting to see the two as well. Because he's trying to find people to fit in, but they're not. It's not necessarily the out-and-out positions, and it's the best position. I feel like with Ole, it's even extreme because almost every player, not every player, but then a lot of our midfield, it's not clear what they are. Tomine, Fred, Matic, yes, but he did try do that with the 1 and the 3 and the 4-3-3 at the start of the season, but he seems to have fallen off that. He's not as good anymore. So I feel like us not having players who where it's clear what their position is, it also does hinder what Ole is trying to do.
Yeah. Now, after everything you both said, I do agree with what both of you guys said. I do think though it was something that Malota said that is actually probably the most biggest factor is that it's down to your perception. I think if you back Oli and you want Oli to do well, obviously, you're gonna think that yeah, obviously today is great. If you like, Oli out or you Ali unsure like Clay, you're gonna be thinking, again, like the suspect. We could look like we didn't get away. Now, this is my opinion. My opinion is gonna be like a little bit in between both. I think because you can't just say tactics had nothing to do with it. The diamond, is a formation I always cry out for. I think it's possibly, arguably, our best formation we could play with the players. So. And it works. I do understand squad rotation, lots of fixtures, so I understand all of that. The subs were great and everything. We won. We came back from 2-0 down to win 3-2. But I said it from the whole week about the set pieces. I understand. You can't just not give them set pieces. That's ridiculous. But the way we defend corners is not just against Southampton. It's against everyone. It's a joke the way we did. And Southampton just happens to be the best at set pieces. And we all know that. It's like, why, Oli, how come you didn't put plans to, neglect it as much as possible, stop that from happening as much as possible. It looked like you just carried on without that threat, Again, we concede from a corner against Southampton. That free kick, why are we putting the wall in this situation? Why are we still zonal marking? All those things, the syndicate part of me still thinks that, you take Bruno Fernandes out this Manchester United team. Tactically, we are not good enough. I do think our players have insane amount of quality, and I do think quality will show through when you have people like Bruno, Donny, Cavani, Martial, intelligent footballers. They can get you out of trouble, So that's what I think it is. I think if you gave Oli, let's say Southampton's team, and you gave Southampton manager, I can't pronounce the name, Ralph something, yeah, gave him our team, I think Oli would get absolutely smacked. absolutely smacked.
Mm.
But you know, today's game, he got the job done. But like, I think I kind of agree more with Clay also because everyone knows. I just again with Oli, I know he can do these things. I'm not denying he can't do these things, but you're gonna have to. It's a long way to pull us back. Especially again my support and trust. It's gonna be a long way from that. So I'm gonna give Oli. I'll probably average between both of you. I'll give him a 7.
I feel like playing the 110 thing. I don't know if it's the most productive if you want to be offensive. And we got Bruno Fernandes. He's amazing. He can take that pressure. But I feel like the more fashionable thing to do nowadays, if you want to be a productive team offensively, is to play the two box to box, which is what we've been crying out for. Because I feel like they come back defensively, they have to work hard. The work rate has to be impeccable. But offensively, you're getting creativity from both sides. Now, when you play the one, I feel like too much pressure goes onto the player. And I feel like we're also seeing it now with Man City as well. Another example for Man City. We're seeing now that De Bruyne is the only one playing there. I feel like they're not as creative as they used to be. So, yeah, in that sense, maybe he's not the most tactically inclined.
No, I think you'd be no. I can't take anyone really seriously if they say Oli's a tactical genius. I mean, he's just not. He's just not. He is just not. The fact of the matter is, and I still stand by it, without Bruno Fernandes, this guy is not in a job. And that's not Oli's fault. But I stand by it. Without Bruno Fernandes, he is not in this job. Because at the end of the day, say what you want, Bruno Fernandes is the fucking savior of Manchester United. And, in general, he is the guy that makes everything work. He's the guy who brings it all together. Without him, curtains. Curtains. Absolute curtains. You look at, I even look at
I feel like
Liverpool they don't have so many of their first team players, but look, they still managed to clutch out. Yeah, they drew against Brighton and stuff, but you can see.
We missed Martial today. That was it.
Yeah, but you could see.
it's a system thing.
Yeah, and that's the only thing. Like you look at even like the Southampton manager. Yeah, he lost today, but you can see in the last few games, this tactic Bielsa. You can see the quality of players are nowhere near what we have, but they can still play better football than us. They can still figure out how to beat the City, or how to beat this team, how to beat that team.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that. I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like he's done enough to say he's maybe a Premier League manager. Maybe he's enough of that, or maybe one of the big leagues. I think he's done enough to say he deserves to be there. Is he good enough to be at the biggest club in the world? I don't know.
Yeah, I think Moloto looks like he's a bit laggy, but we heard what you said anyways, Moloto. Yeah, so don't worry, we heard what you said. It was better for today, but yeah, it's okay. We got there at the end, but yeah, gentlemen, is there anything else you guys want to say? It's been kind of a long shot, it'll be a lot shorter. We did get on with it, but is there anything else you want to say?
Ollie's here to stay. That's all I'll say. Like it's not going away. I'm sorry.
All I'm gonna say is, as long as Bruno Fernandes is fit and is playing, he's here to stay. That's what I'll say. Because this man, honestly, guys, he is a god. He is one of the best players, if not the best player in world football at the moment. So yeah, it is what.
And I'll say it. At the moment, he's number one at the moment.
He's number
one. Argue with anyone.
Yeah, I'll also argue with him. I mean, the numbers speak for itself as well. It's Bruno Fernandes.
Okay, Haaland might have something to say to that.
Yeah, Haaland can relax. It's okay. Playing in a farmer's league, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Bruno's doing it at the top level now. No one can chat him. It's clear. My boy is clear. He's got the Ronaldo vouch for him, so it is what it is. But yeah, gentlemen, it's been a good show. It's been a good match reaction. So yeah, if you are new.
So I just want to say, I only realized today what Ward Prowse's celebration was about. I feel like I haven't paid attention to it now. So it's like a metaphor for hitting a golf ball. It's a metaphor how accurate his free kicks are. It's actually impressive.
Okay, well there we go. There's your what's it called? Fun fact. Yeah, fun fact of the day. There we go. I didn't even notice that. Edison Cavani has a bow and arrow because he's also so accurate. So, we move. Yeah. And we end on from that note. So yeah, if you are new to the channel, please do consider subscribing. Do smash like on the video. Do comment down below your general thoughts. And from me and the boys, we will check you in the next one.